Welcome to Let's Chat MetaPWR. My name is Anna Foley, and this is a place where you can hear real life stories and insights from people who are using MetaPWR and get to hear about what changes it's making in their lives. Today, we're actually hearing from Chloe Hilton. Chloe is a mindful mama of a very busy household, and I'm thankful for your time. I know this is coming right on a chaotic day, so this is real life, Chloe. And she's also a doTERRA Blue Diamond leader, and she's on a mission to actively waken the world to natural health and living. So, Chloe, you shared with me that you have a huge passion for plants. I can see behind you, you live in a beautiful area of the world, and you're wanting to inspire people to connect back to ourselves with the power of the plants. You're also passionate about making natural wellness simple and showing us how we can all be the healer in our home. I think this is so needed, especially at the moment. So thank you for what you're doing. And I know you've shared with me a few ways of how MetaPWR has helped you, but I'd like to just take us back a little bit to before you started MetaPWR, and how were things then before you started?
So I actually started MetaPWR when I was pregnant. So it was at convention. I was standing in the line waiting to get my convention kit. MetaPWR had already been released, I believe. And I was there talking to Will. And I said to him, am I able to take this when I'm pregnant? And he said, absolutely, it's going to be game changing. So that was the first time I tried it, and I was instantly hooked. So comparing before and after is a little bit tricky because I did it in a very interesting period when my body was doing lots of different things. But honestly, this is my fourth baby. So, I've had my fair share of babies. This has been the best postpartum I've ever had. And I truly put it down to the lifestyle and also really good supplementation. So MetaPWR has been absolutely cornerstone. I don't think there's been a day that I've missed it. Sometimes I even take two when I need a little extra pick me up. Out of all four babies, he's my worst sleeper, and I feel the best I've ever felt. So what am I doing differently? MetaPWR.
Isn't that amazing? You've got the comparison of your four pregnancies and births and babies. Yeah, we'd love to hear more then.
Yeah, so this one's a shocking sleeper. We can have anywhere between 3 to 5 hours of broken sleep a night. So, and I'm not getting any younger. This is the oldest I've ever been when I've had a baby. So I had my other three babies in my 20s. So I was actually a little bit nervous coming into my kind of mid to late 30s, having a baby and going back to sleepless nights. And yeah, it's really been quite a breeze. Like I don't want to say that lightly because it's hard and it's a lot of work. But I was thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to manage the juggle of owning a business and having kids in high school and primary school and sports and not sleeping and breastfeeding? So there's a big demand on me in the household, and there's a big demand on my body for my baby still because he's a big breastfeeder, and also myself. So yeah, honestly, like I sometimes I wake up and I think, how am I feeling so sustained today? How am I getting through the days? And so, yeah, having that comparison of having the other kids younger, I also didn't live the lifestyle that we live now either. So I started my journey with them. So, I'm 8 or 9 years deep into my journey with doTERRA. Our lifestyle is really clean. Our food is really good. And I feel like that the MetaPWR was just like the cherry on the top. So, I'm not getting that 3 p.m. crash that I was getting prior. I'm sustained throughout the whole day. I don't go to bed until about 11 o'clock, by the time I get everything done. And I'm up at the crack of dawn with these kids, and I'm up maybe 4 or 5 times a night with this little one. So it is a massive testament to how incredible the product works.
Aren't you giving it a run for its money to test it out like that? Yeah.
Absolutely. The biggest thing that I've noticed though, like on top of the sustained energy that I've had, is like, I said, I've got 4 kids. It's a big, busy house. We've got high school, primary school, we've got a baby. There's people coming in and out of the house all of the time. And I've noticed that I actually don't get sick when everyone else gets sick. And I should be the first one to go down because, everything is so compromised. Having to share my body and not get all of that restful sleep. And so far, I haven't gone down with the ship, which is wonderful because I can't afford to do that. So yeah, I'm loving it. And I also combined it with my LLV. So I do take lifelong vitality every single day as well. And that has been just, yeah, another absolutely paramount product for my postpartum journey too. So
And did you find it was easy to bring the MetaPWR in with that lifelong vitality? Was it easy to create a habit?
Actually, I feel like it's been easier than the lifelong vitality. Sometimes I still forget to take that, where my MetaPWR, I actually crave it. So I'll get, if I haven't had it in the morning and I get to the afternoon, I'm like, something's missing. Like, so I'm craving that like little clean energy hit. So it's been very easy to add it into my routine. And then because of the convenient little sachets, I just have them in my handbag anyway. So, you know, if I'm out and about and I have missed my morning dose, I'll just grab a bottle of water, pop it into my drink bottle, and away we go. Yeah, absolutely love it.
And you mentioned some days you'll take 2. Is it just based on how you're feeling, or how do you make that decision?
Yeah, if we've had a bit of a rough night and I'm feeling a bit run down and that I need that extra kick, or if I'm traveling, I normally up my dose when I'm traveling just to support my immune system and my energy as well. Yeah, I'll know when I'm feeling it. Even when I'm feeling a little bit dehydrated too, because I find it's really great for hydration. Like, I'm really loving that side of it. So not only internally, but I've noticed a massive difference in my skin. It's been wonderful for my postpartum hair loss, because that is always a very confronting journey. So yeah, I cannot rave about it enough. So yeah, I'll just kind of gauge how I'm feeling if I feel like an extra one. The one is definitely more than enough, but on those days that I'm just feeling like I could reach for that extra coffee, I'm going to go for the MetaPWR instead.
And you're referring to the collagen sachet here when you say,
Yeah, so I'm not doing the whole system at the moment because I am breastfeeding. My body doesn't need that much right now, but the collagen has just been a wonderful addition.
And on that point, your little one's telling us how good it is. Yeah, there you go. Has it affected your breast milk supply in any way, or can you compare that to maybe your past babies?
I have been blessed with, I've always been pretty good with breastfeeding, but he is by far my biggest baby. He was a 10-pounder born, so he started off nice and healthy. He was a home birth too. So this is another testament to the lifestyle and all the great supplements. Hang on, I'm just going to turn off his very loud toy that he's about to turn on.
The life of a mum. Here we get to see it firsthand. Oh, that's beautiful, Chloe.
Yes, he was home birthed, he's breastfed, he's a very hungry boy. He still feeds every 3 hours and he's nearly 10 months. So there's no slowing down. So it's definitely supported my supply because, you know, when you're, you know, hanging on by a thread and running a very thin, tight ship, you know, your breast milk can really slow down. So I've been really lucky that I've had this product to be able to support me as well.
And do you find you're with other mums and able to help them as well? Is that something you can share your story and it helps others?
Yeah, honestly, it's like one of the top things that I recommend for mums in postpartum. Just, yeah, for me, I think, you know, there's nothing worse than feeling depleted and exhausted and still trying to be available and present for your baby. And if you've got other children and family as well, it's can be quite you feel really thinly spread. And yeah, I really find just having that sustained energy has made such a difference in this postpartum journey, like with my mood as well. Like I feel like my mood's been really sustained. It's really helped with food cravings too, because during breastfeeding you can be absolutely starving, and I haven't noticed that this time around as well. And also with sugar cravings, I'm not craving that extra caffeine hit very often, which would be my normal go-to when I'm feeling quite sleep deprived. So yes, it is definitely something that I suggest to my mamas that are in their postpartum journey, but also when they're pregnant too, because, you know, the body is under a lot more stress growing another human and everything that's going on. So I often recommend them to start their journey with MetaPWR while they're pregnant if they feel comfortable.
Oh, it's so good because you've got that personal experience with it that you can support them with the same. And when you've got someone new to MetaPWR, as I know Christine watching the call here is, and a couple other people who might be checking this out, what sort of advice do you give them to help them create this into an easy daily habit?
So for me, actually, what I do is I have a glass jar next to my coffee machine on my bench. I spend a lot of time in my kitchen. I'm always making snacks and cooking a meal or something like that. So I have it in a visible spot so I remember to take it. It's also right near our water fountain. So it's very easy and practical. I can just grab a sachet and away we go. I aim to have mine in the morning. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes life just happens and gets in the way, but I'll definitely have it before dinner. I've always had my MetaPWR at least before dinner. And that way I find if it's out and it's visible, it's really easy to turn it into a habit. Keep it there with your other supplements or the oils that you use in the morning, and you can just kind of add it into what you're already doing. You know, it takes 30 seconds, not even, to make up your MetaPWR drink, and it's going to make the biggest impact on your health.
Absolutely true. It's connecting to that feeling of that buzz you were saying before, like how it gives you that little burst of energy, and that helps you keep on track with it, doesn't it? Have you noticed your hydration levels? We were talking earlier that your skin's more hydrated. Are you drinking more water because of MetaPWR, do you think?
I'm actually really shocking at drinking water. So this is a bit of a lifesaver for me. Make sure that I get at least a glass in every day. But I've noticed that it makes me feel more hydrated. So I don't feel thirsty. I do try and remind myself to drink more water, but it's definitely helped fill the gap with me not being a big consumer of the H2O, which is naughty. And so that's the other thing, when you're breastfeeding, you should be drinking heaps. So realistically, my supply should be quite low, but it's not. My supply is very healthy and very sustained. So all of the things, MetaPWR, lifelong vitality, the oils are filling the gap for me and making sure that I've got that baseline covered so that I'm able to provide for my little one.
Amazing. And with your mood supported and stable as well. Like we can tell just by hearing from you now, you're such a beautiful mama. And you wouldn't think that you'd had postpartum hair loss. Looking at your hair here, it's lovely.
Well, actually, so I know, obviously you notice everything about yourselves, and it was pretty confronting when it first kicked in. I know that it's always going to happen, but when it starts coming out in clumps, you're like, oh my goodness. But as much as it was falling out, I was having just as much new growth come through. So I've got all the lovely little fluff coming through that looks gorgeous after you've had babies, but it's happened really quickly. So after my third, it actually took me a while to get my hair back on track, whereas I feel like it's kind of balanced out with each other. And this morning when I blow dried it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually looking very full and thick. So yes, it's definitely helped with that. My skin is the best it's ever been. So I was a beauty therapist prior to coming into doTERRA, and my skin was always breaking out and terrible. And now, like I'm edging on 40. I'm going to be 38 in a couple of months. My skin is the cleanest that it's ever been. I have the most simplest routine that I've ever had. Yeah, and it's just really doing wonderful things. So
it's lovely. I love how you bring it back
on the MetaPWR.
Yes. I was just going to say, I admire how you bring it back to simplicity and naturals. And I think this is what so many people are looking for, hey? Yeah. That easy but natural solution.
Yeah. And that's what I truly look for as a mum of four. I don't have time to do lots of fancy things and have a 40-step routine. I need it to be nice and simple. And so if I can have a very easy product that encompasses so many things that I'm wanting to achieve, like good skin, good hair, sustained energy, good immune system, good levels of hydration, like I'm getting all of those things ticked off with MetaPWR. I'm supporting my metabolic health. I am nearly 10 months postpartum. I have not stepped foot in a gym nor done any form of physical activity except clean my house, and I'm about 1 kilo off my pre-baby weight, and I had a 10-pounder, so I want things to be nice and easy. I want them to fit into my busy, chaotic lifestyle, and this product just slotted right in there and made everything really easy, because that was something else I was worried about having a baby at 37. I was like, how am I going to bounce back this time, and how am I going to recover, and how am I going to fit it all in? Like I can't possibly fit any more in. So this has really supported that recovery, and I feel younger now than I did when I had my third at 29. So yay.
That's brilliant. You're very inspiring. How did you take notice of the changes along the way? Do you have time to journal, or was it just an internal reflection?
Oh, a bit of both. So I'm actually speaking at convention next week, and I'm doing a bit of a topic on kind of making self-care simple. So skin is something that I'm talking about. And I went back and had a look at a photo of myself 5 years ago to just recently when we were away, and the difference in just my life force, like, how vital I am, the clearness in my eyes and the clearness of my skin. I was like, wow, that's absolutely crazy. That one product, like, even though I was living a cleaner lifestyle back then, still one product can make such an impact. For me, like I said, I used to get that kind of 3:30 crash and burn, and it would be a real slog to get through the end of the day and get dinner done and get the kids organized for bed. Whereas now I can do all that, and then I can work for like 3 hours after they go to bed as well. So it's just, I'm noticing the big shifts within just how I'm showing up, how sustained I'm feeling, the level of productivity that I have, that I can keep going and not feeling like I'm pushing through, like I actually have the energy to keep going. And then I can get up and do it all again the next day. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Wow, it's wonderful to hear. Thank you for sharing all of this. I'm sure lots of people listening will be like, I need this.
And this is the thing, it's honestly a life-changing product. Like, it has saved me in my postpartum. It is absolutely saved me. I don't think I would have been able to function like I have in the last 10 months without it. So everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. And I've got nearly everybody that I can on it. My mum's on it. My friends are on it.
It's so good. Well, you've got the MetaPWR glow, so I'm sure they're noticing, and that's a big referral, isn't it? When you do have someone interested in starting on MetaPWR, and this will be our last question because I know you're busy, and thank you so much again. Someone thinking about it, maybe they're just looking into it and they're curious. What advice do you have to this person?
I would say just give it a try. Like, you get a month's worth supply in a box. You're honestly going to notice a difference, I truly believe, after a couple of days. And I think once they've tried it, the proof is in the pudding. I don't need to preach anything to anyone. I've had one of my girlfriends, actually, she messaged me. She was taking it and her rosacea fully cleared up. So people have their own experiences after using it for a week or two. Excuse me, 2 seconds.
While Chloe tends to her little one and her family, I'll just say thank you to everyone for watching. If you're watching this back on YouTube and are enjoying this content on Let's Chat MetaPWR, please leave a comment or a question, and I'm happy to direct that to the guest speaker. Also, click subscribe so that you can stay up to date with the latest. So again, thank you for your time. Any last words?
If you're sitting on the fence with it, truly just give it a try, because like I said, the proof is in the pudding. You'll have your own incredible experience with it. Everyone takes it for a different purpose and a different reason. And I've not found anyone that hasn't been completely blown away by how incredible it is. It's much more than just a collagen product. That product alone is just so, so valuable. And I would highly recommend anyone adding it to their current routine. You'll notice such a shift.
Beautiful. Thanks again, Chloe. And again, thank you for watching.